Hey everybody, it's Psychic Hunter David. Well, it is Friday, and can you believe it? It's like zip, zip, zip. I know, it's just hilarious. But anyway, we're in Virgo. Thank God. I love Leo. Listen, my ascendant was the other day. It sits on the other day, probably around Tuesday, Wednesday. But getting into Virgo, this can be a really powerful time because, we have Mercury in retrograde in Leo, but it's going to move forward as of Wednesday evening, the 28th. And we will then sort of start to see things moving in a different momentum. The other thing that's really powerful that I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, it'll be in the weeklies. And I hope you've registered and got involved with YouTube. I want to take that a lot further because once I get even further in there, over the 1,000 mark, then we can start actually have interactives on there. And that's what I'd like to be able to do. So the thing about next week that's really quite powerful is we go through the week, get to the weekend, we get into that long weekend, and on the 2nd, 3rd, it's a crossover slowly of Pluto moving back to Capricorn. This is going to cause each and every one of us to go through a retrospect of all that has concurred since 2007. Any unfinished business, anything that has been misaligned, any confliction, and I mean, there's no running. People are going to go through it, especially Cancers, Capricorns, Aries, and Libra. Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces. You're going to go through it. I'm sorry to tell you. Virgos as well in regards to whom they relate. Geminis, you're going to be aware too of your career, your status, the fact that things could be investigated with the aspect of what you're doing. I always say you point a finger, you point all five. So when in life, when we point a finger saying they do this, we have to be careful, right? Those that live in glass houses don't throw stones. Be careful. Anyway, I'm available. I'm around. Got a lot of phone consults. I got Zoom, and by the way, I do Zoom because Zoom, even though if you take the full reading, we do get broken up for a second because it goes 40 minutes, and then I have to call you back. So usually you get a little bit more than an hour, but it's really fun if you really need to be able to see me with your consultation. That works as well. Anyway, enjoy this beautiful day here in Toronto, Canada. It's beautiful out. It's one of these days that is, really filled with dynamic energy. Because we're in Virgo, of course, now everybody's being, meticulously, mercurical upside down and beeping their horns everywhere and everything else. I mean, get used to this for the time going back to school with all the children out there. Anyway, I wish you guys all the best. Enjoy this beautiful day, and I'm around. Cheers. Oh, by the way, almost forgot. So the special, I always do this usually at the end of the CNE. I always do the CNE, back to work, back to school special with Labor Day. And I put the special on already. So internationally, it's down to 90 US. That's payable through PayPal on my website, www.psychichunterdavidwilliamson.com. And the Canadian is marked down. It's obviously down with HST to 101.70 for the full hour. And then the shorter reading, which is 40 minutes, which times perfectly for Zoom, is down to 67.80. And that'll be on until we get through into the first week and a bit of September. But I wish you guys all the best. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy this beautiful weather. I love fall too. I love fall in Vermont. I love all the holidays, but I want to enjoy a little bit of warm weather. I'm not looking forward to January and February. Thank you. Enjoy. Cheers.